How are you, Sarah?
Hello, my friend.
It is lovely to see you as always, and you have been very kind to share with the world how glamorous your setup is. You gave a little behind-the-scenes photo.
I
Uh,
sent to the segment producer. Actually, behind what I sent you is way more taped together.
yeah, but this right here is just real nice. I mean, you got one of those plastic bins, a water box, and then there you are.
That's fancy water, though, Seth.
That is fancy water. I feel like anyone who thinks you're, living anything but the high life knows now they're mistaken.
Yeah.
It's debate night. We tape before it happens. Are you gonna, when this is over, where are you gonna watch it? Who are you gonna watch it with?
I am. I'm right from here. I go to my dad's apartment and I need to, it's my turn to clean out his foot wound and bandage it loosely. And then we're going to order pizza because I'm sure by then we'll be hungry and watch the debate.
What is the foot wound, is this something that, did he actually hurt it, or is this just wear and tear over a lifetime of using a foot?
Just always some kind of open sore in the bottom of his foot.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It's really just become something I've just accepted. I don't question it.
Is this
but
a
my
fixable?
stepmom's out of town, so I have to clean it out.
But is this a fixable wound? Or he's gonna keep the foot, right?
He's got to do everything right, but he loves riding his bike. He's got like this adult tricycle and he swims all the time. I mean, the doctor actually said it's an option to cut it off, and I'm the only one in the family that's team cut it off. But he's so afraid of, he would never, and he's terrified of, he's so scared of any surgery. He was supposed to get surgery on his rotator cuff, because he couldn't even do this. And then the doctor said he needed surgery and he did it. He was like, he lifted his arm. And the doctor's like, how'd you do that? And, in his like thick Boston accent, he goes, Fia cured me.
Your dad is a funny and strange, I feel like is how you would describe him, correct?
Yesterday, he sent an email to, he's been with the same accounting firm his like whole adult life, and then his dad before him. And he sent an email that was like, listen, I know we've been using your firm for since 1947, but I just think it's time to make a change. Also, P.S., can you send me Trump's tax accountant's number? Which is, it's soft comedy, but you've got to give him credit because he didn't write like LOL or just kidding, which is, a balls out comedy, like when you're not sure.
He just let them have to deal with it, percolate it for a while.
You just got to trust they know it's a bit.
I want to ask about this. Do you have any expectations about the debate tonight?
I guess I'm pretty sure it will be awful.
Yeah.
I have this dream, like I wish, like Biden, I feel like any gesture of care would throw Trump off. Like if Biden right before they go live just was like, went up to Trump and said, hey man, are you okay? Just like throw him off his game.
That's a really...
Maybe something like that. It's just so like, this is just a terrifying year. I mean, Trump knows that the only way he stays out of jail is by being president. So he's, discrediting the vote by mail. He's trying desperately to get as few people to vote as possible. And it's just like, his whole cabinet's like in jail or convicted or on trial. It's like, can we just please vote for Biden and end this White House to prison pipeline once and for all?
It does seem like they have tried to paint Biden with a bunch of different brushes, and one of them is that he will open the gates to socialism, which I think is probably a surprising thing for someone like yourself, who is a democratic socialist. It's a real reminder that it had Bernie. I think that was the fear. If Bernie was the nominee, that's what they would have said.
Yeah, the RNC's talking points didn't change from when they assumed Bernie was going to be the nominee.
No, they didn't.
The fact that like Joe Biden is going to, make the country socialist is like hilarious. But also, what do you not like about socialism? I mean, I'm a democratic socialist, but so is everybody in essence. Like the bedrock of our democracy has socialism. What do you hate about socialism? You hate driving on roads. You hate sending your kids to public school. You hate being able to call the fire department if there's like a cat stuck in your tree. Those are socialist programs. I mean, listen, all it is like, healthcare for all and education for all. So you don't have to be rich, you can still become a rich ass. It just means that like kids don't have to go hungry in order for you to do it. Does that ruin it for you?
Yeah, it seemed like yesterday
was
especially with the tax stuff, you just go, oh yeah, Donald Trump would have still been a rich person if he paid his taxes. Maybe not real rich, but
whatever.
That would have been nice to have that money to use on something other than the things that Donald Trump wanted to buy for himself.
Yeah, like billionaires, if they paid their tax, like the same percentage taxes as like a server at a restaurant. I almost said waitress. Look. I love that Senator
dodged.
Tim Scott, the guy who spoke at the Republican National Convention, and he was like, if Biden wins, he's going to turn this country into a socialist utopia. It's just funny, like, drop utopia if you're trying to undersell something.
Yeah, it's a bad word to use in a negative. I know one of the things that you found yourself doing, I don't think you were alone in this, during these last 7 months or so, was playing a lot of video games. Were you a gamer before this started, or did you just have more time to game?
I was not. I mean, the last time I was a gamer was Nintendo 64 GoldenEye, which I know every room of every map. But when everything shut down, I was in New York, and I just went to GameStop and said, I'm going to learn video games. So I bought like a used console and a couple games, and then I just got really into Call of Duty World War II, which is great because you get to kill Nazis.
Yeah.
But I played with I have an assistant, Annie, and she moved to New York with me for the 3 months I went there. It was going to be like our last hurrah before she goes on to bigger and better things. And we ended up being quarantine partners, and we played Call of Duty World War II every night. But when you play against each other, Seth, what you don't realize is somebody has to be Nazis.
Sure.
I was Nazis.
Really?
Now, me, Sarah Silverman, I'm against Nazis.
Famously so.
Well, as an actor, you have to sympathize with your character. So it was like, I had to really get under their skin and be like, hey, these people are trying to take away our freedom of exterminating all Jews and creating a perfect Aryan race. And, it was really fun.
That's great, and so much fun that it inspired. You have an idea for a new game.
Okay. Activision, if you're watching, does Activision watch your show, Seth?
I'm sure someone down the ladder, maybe not the top of the ladder, but someone does.
All right, listen to this. Call of Duty World War II, peacetime. It's 1970. You haven't been back to Berlin in 25 years, but this time you're back and you brought your family. It's gonna have amazing maps. Great restaurants will be a map. PTSD flashback. Meet the grown adult child you never knew you had. And of course, boutique hotels.
Of course. Well, perfect reason to go back to Berlin in 1970. Sarah, your podcast, this is so exciting.
That's my love.
This has been a podcast people have been doing for a while. Why are you doing yours now? It seems overdue to me.
I like to do things overdue.
Yeah.
No, I think it's because, I haven't been able to do stand up. I haven't done stand up other than I went to Ohio and did stand up with Chappelle, which was incredible. But besides that, I haven't done stand up in 7 months. I haven't gone that long without doing stand up since I was 18. And I needed to put it all somewhere, So I'm doing this podcast, and it's mostly just me ranting. I do take some calls, but I just kind of cover everything, the micro, like my life, and the macro of the bigger picture of it all. And, I talk about from politics to my pubes and everything in between.
I think
All four things in between.
I think we would expect nothing less. Thanks so much, Sarah. It's always so lovely to see you.
I love you.
I love you too.